Moving to Manhattan, Kansas, the locals had a lot to say about surviving the Little Apple. Some really funny, some brutally honest, but honestly, they're all true. What's going on, everybody? My name is Kyle Powers with Haven Real Estate Group at eXp Realty, your local real estate expert here in the Manhattan area. Today, we're gonna cover the top 20 things that locals have said that you need to know in order to survive the Manhattan, Kansas. If you have a survival tip for surviving Manhattan, Kansas, please put in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Let's go and jump in. Number 20, the booms are normal. Your windows are gonna shake and everything's gonna feel like there's an earthquake and just big lightning cracks and thunder cracks and everything that way. It's just Fort Riley. Don't you worry about it. It is artillery shells and they're just practicing to protect our freedom. Number 19, burning season happens. You've got late fall to early spring. There's always a lot of burning that goes on and it's just smoky skies as far as the eye can see. That's very normal here. That is called prairie management. People go out and they burn fields and they take care of things, but that is very normal to have smoky skies in late fall and early spring. Number 18, you can have 4 seasons in one day. Yes, again, that's just being in the Midwest. There's one time a couple years ago where we had a 70-degree swing in one 24-hour period. It does happen that you have all 4 seasons in one day. Number 17, be ready to survive the winters. It gets frigid cold here. And unfortunately, it doesn't snow, so then you just get ice and just really cold weather. So make sure you have a good coat, good gloves, and a warm car whenever you're getting ready to go to work in the mornings. Number 16, be ready to survive the winds. There are gusts of 70, 80 mile an hour winds throughout here. Not a tornado, but it does happen. There's really, really high winds. You can lose your hat, you can lose your trash cans, and you definitely can lose your patio furniture. So make sure you strap everything down if you don't want to lose all that stuff. Number 15, be ready to learn the roundabouts. If you don't know how to, maybe it's time to brush up. There are a lot of roundabouts and there's more going in here in Manhattan. So make sure that you understand that using a blinker to get out of a roundabout is probably a good idea. Also, tidbit, August, September time period, that's when all the students come back and that's when the chaos ensues. Number 14, red lights, sometimes are optional, or at least that may be the way it feels for some drivers. So make sure you are a defensive driver and looking, even though your light is green, doesn't mean somebody might be blown through that red light. So be ready for that. Number 13, be on the lookout on Fort Riley Boulevard. Yes, it's quick. Yes, it's fast, but don't be confused. It does equal stress. There's a lot of activity going on Fort Riley Boulevard. There's 30 to 35,000 vehicles that go by in a day. So be ready for that if you ever choose to use that one. It's just a busy street, a lot of through traffic there. Number 12, construction and potholes. You guys, it is crazy how much construction goes on. And they always seem to do it at the most inopportune times. So be ready for a lot of construction cones. That is the Manhattan City tree, we'll call it. And then the potholes can actually get a little crazy. After winter hits and it freezes and thaws and everything else, you can have potholes the size of a foot deep or more, and it'll really mess up your car if you're not paying attention. So be ready for that. Number 11, NASCAR skills recommended. Again, I go back to being able to have defensive driving. So guys, making sure that you have your head on a swivel, whether you're riding a motorcycle or just driving around. There are 18, 19-year-old drivers in this town now in the school year. And then you've also got a military personnel who maybe have never been in snow driving around. So make sure you are defensive driving. Number 10, expect higher taxes. Riley County does historically have higher taxes than most of the areas in Kansas. And now I will tell you too, compared to some of the bigger cities and states around, we do have historically higher taxes. So if you are looking to buy, make sure you are expecting property taxes to be a little bit higher whenever you're looking in buying a house. Number 9, rent is a little higher for Kansas, mind you, but rent is a little higher compared to the rest of Kansas. So if you're coming in from somewhere in Kansas, expect a little bit higher rent when you are looking to have a rental. Those taxes come into play and all that stuff. Now, if you're coming from San Francisco or things that way, your rent's gonna be totally fine and you're gonna love what you're gonna get for the money you're paying for downtown San Francisco. Number 8, there's no Red Lobster, and there never will be. Don't you worry about it. That new building going in isn't gonna be a Red Lobster, so you might as well be ready for that. You have to go to Topeka or Kansas City for that. Number 7, limited restaurant diversity. Now, if you want a good burger, good pizza, or just good Mexican food, we probably have that stuff for you. But there's not much outside of an Olive Garden or a Noodles and Company kind of thing. If you want some Italian or just, I shouldn't say Noodles and Company's Italian, but just some of the kind of pasta type stuff. So there's not a whole lot of diversity when it comes to those things. Again, we have some really good restaurants, but there is not a whole lot of diversity. Number 6, be ready for the college and military churn. What I mean by that is every 3 to 5 years, you're going to have a turnover of people coming into town. Whether it's military or whether it's college kids, you're going to have that. So maybe that college babysitter, you probably need to be ready for another one or have a couple lined out there. Or maybe your neighbor is becoming your best friend. Well, in 3 to 5 years, they're probably going to PCS. So be ready for that turnover when it does come. Number 5, it's football season. So the city will shut down on those home games. So be ready for the fact that, there's not going to be a lot of things open. Restaurants and bars and things like that absolutely are going to be open. But most people are wearing their purple and they're headed to Bill Snyder Family Stadium. So be ready for the fact that the football stadium shuts down the town. Number 4, coffee shops galore. You guys, there are a ton of coffee shops in this town. Good and bad, I guess, depending on what it is. You will never lack anything when it comes to caffeine. Number 3, kindness is still free. There's a lot of people, you'll see it all the time. People still opening doors for people waving at people whenever they're driving down the street, and just understanding that that small town kindness is still here and does still exist. So be ready for that. They're not waving at you to wave you down to stop you or anything. They're just waving to say hello. That's that Midwest kindness in the small town. Number 2, outdoor life is amazing. So whether you thought Kansas was flat or whatever it is, this area is not flat. You've got tons of trails, tons of hiking. You've got Tuttle Creek State Park, the lake. You've got the sunsets are unbelievable. You've got Kanza, you've got Pillsbury Crossing. There's all kinds of outdoor stuff that you can do, whether it be fishing, hiking, hunting, whatever it is, you probably have it. If you like the outdoors, this is going to be a really fun place for you to come. Number 1 on everyone's local list is it is what you make it. Manhattan really is what you make it. I have heard this story over and over again where people come here kicking and screaming and then they get here and they say, oh my gosh, this really is not that bad. I think I want to end up being here for the rest of my life. And you get people, military personnel especially, where they live here for 3 to 5 years. They get PCS, they move somewhere else, and then they say, hey, Kyle, we want to come back here. We loved our time here in the 90s or early 2000s, and we want to come back. That story happens more times than I can count. So it really is what you make it, whether it's the people or the engagement or whatever that is. I will tell you that coming in and being ready and making this a really great spot for you and your family is a great one for it. Again, I love this town, and it's what my wife and I have made for it as well. And there you have it. That is the Locals Top 20 survival tips for living here in Manhattan, Kansas. Again, you guys, this is a fantastic spot. It is a fantastic home. It's a place to call home, and I would highly recommend checking out these videos and checking out these spots as well. If you are relocating or PCSing here to the Manhattan, Fort Riley area, I would love to help you out and just kind of touch base with you. I've got a ton of activities and a ton of ideas and a ton of information about the Manhattan, Kansas area. So check out our other things. But if you have any idea or any questions about relocating to Manhattan or PCSing to Fort Riley or anything in between, go ahead and reach out to me. My personal cell phone number is 785-477-5485. My email is kyle@homesforsale.mhk.com. If you haven't done so already and you do enjoy this content, please go and hit that subscribe button. Go and hit that little bell so you get notified of any future content. Give us that like because it does help us grow the channel. And also, please go ahead and share this video with somebody that may be looking or even dreading about the fact that coming to Manhattan, Fort Riley area. I would love to hear from them and get them taken care of as well. As always, if you have any questions whatsoever, I don't care if it's buying, selling, investing, or just anything real estate related, I'm here to help you and make your transition easier into the Manhattan area. And I promise you, you cannot or will not be disappointed by what you find here. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.